Okay, so this is the fourth video on this introduction to Mathcad, and I'm going to put in crossed box there and try equal scales, so that worked a little bit. Still doesn't look particularly like a circle. That's supposed to make the scale the same in both the X and the Y. And so what I'd like to do now is in RBE 2001 we had derived the equations for the point on a wheel as the wheel rolled along. And so I'm going to go ahead and put in the equations and then plot that. So I'm just going to pause the video for a second. The equations we have here now, the first x and y are actually for a circle, or we think of it as a wheel with a radius of 1. That's kind of going to roll on the x-axis or horizontal axis, and then we'll have another circle. It's just moved over by 2 pi, and then moved over again by 4 pi. So, and then these are the equations are for a point on the rolling wheel, and as I said, we've derived these equations before for RBE 2001. If you haven't seen that lecture, then you can just take it as we're just learning how to plot these equations. Now notice also that with Mathcad it will help you line things up. So for instance, if I want all these lined up, line down, I just click on that button, and of course I can move them as a group anywhere I want to. So the other thing I'm going to do is I want values of t that will go from, let's say, t, I want that to go from 0 by maybe 0.1 increments, and then I'll do the regular colon sign, get the 2 dots, up to 4 times pi. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and we'll put the graph in. So we'll just do, let's do y of t, and then do the @ sign here, and then x of t. Okay, so that's the point on the wheel. We're going to go ahead and add in the circles that will represent the wheel. So again, just put a comma here. We can add as many functions as we want. So yc of t, and then down here we'll put in xc of t. All right, and this is supposed to be a circle. If I double click on that, I can try equal scales and see how that looks. A little better. And we'll put in cross there, and traces, and maybe change the weight, make the weight a little bit more. Okay, so it's starting to look like a rolling wheel now. All right, so now I'm just going to pause, and I'll put in the other two circles. Okay, so what I've done here is to add in these other equations. This is the x equation for the point on the wheel, and the y equation as a function of t, or the angle that the wheel rotates. So you can see the point on the wheel starts on the ground, moves up, and so on, travels that kind of path, and then just added in these circles offset by first 2 pi and then 4 pi to show where the point would be, when it ends up back at the bottom of the wheel again. So I'll have to pick up here from the next video.